Opendoor is operating their assets at a 43% loss. What does this mean? How did we get here? What's next? We'll get into that in just a minute. Before we get started, feel free to like and subscribe. New videos every Friday, and feel free to follow us for real estate related content in the greater Houston area and across the US. So Opendoor came out recently and said that they were operating at a 42% loss for all of their assets. That means that all of the homes that they bought during the pandemic that they didn't sell, they are now losing money on. This is a pretty big deal. So we're gonna talk about how we got here. The pandemic was crazy. If you bought a house or sold a house during the pandemic, chances are you either spent more than you wanted to or made more than you thought you were going to. And what that ended up doing is creating an avenue for iBuyers to create a simple sale process. Now, iBuyers are companies like Zillow, Opendoor, OfferPad that will write you a cash offer, and they would borrow money at a high amount of debt to buy these homes, think hedge fund style, to actually go out and buy these homes. So they'd offer you this cash offer and you would close on your terms when you wanted, and this would make you non-contingent when you're writing offers on the next house, things like that. So what this ended up doing was creating a need for offers like this. The pandemic created this urge of, hey, I need to get this done now. What can I do? So OfferPad, Opendoor, Zillow, etc. would come in, buy the house cash, and then they would go and resell it for a premium later. Well, what ended up happening was Zillow kind of got caught with their pants down. They were buying way too high, not able to sell at the same height that they were buying at. And this was middle of the pandemic. So Opendoor recently said, hey, remember all those homes we bought? We kind of bought them too high. And now because we didn't anticipate the market shift, we actually can't sell them at the price we wanted to. And now we're reducing. They're doing all kinds of incentives like $3,500 to the buyer's broker, things like that to get these homes sold. But in reality, a lot of the homes that were sold to Opendoor, OfferPad, Zillow, most of those homes were not in the best condition. They didn't need to do anything to get it sold to Opendoor, or if they were going to put it on the market, they were going to need to make some repairs or some concessions, things like that. So we're seeing a reduction in price continuously on these properties. So we get here because Opendoor, OfferPad, Zillow, they're buying at a premium and they're selling at a premium. Now, OfferPad and Opendoor recently have brought their numbers down. They're not offering the same prices that they were during the pandemic, but this is a huge factor in the marketplace and created a lot of disruption. So that's how we got here. Let's talk about what's happening right now. If you've looked at stocks recently, if you look at any type of prop tech or anything like that, Opendoor, OfferPad, Zillow, those stocks have plummeted. And I'm not talking, $1, $2. I mean, we're talking about delisting big companies like this. That's huge. And so this is going to create a disruption. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. A lot of people have already. Zillow laid off a quarter of their workforce when they decided to stop buying homes. OfferPad and Opendoor are going through the same problems right now. They're going to have to lay people off because they're not bringing as much revenue in. And so this is going to decrease the value of the stocks. At some point, I'm not a financial analyst, nor am I a stock market expert, but at some point I could see the possibility of getting delisted off the stock exchange, which is a huge deal. That brings the validity of a company down. Definitely brings, a lot of uncertainty to that market. But as a realtor in the Houston area, what we're seeing is more and more and more price reductions already, but we're going to keep seeing them on these Opendoor homes because the Opendoor pricing is way too high. So what's happening now? The homes are sitting on the market longer in general, but the Opendoor, OfferPad, anything that was owned by Zillow that they're now selling off, those prices are going to continue to drop. We're going to see those prices get back to a normal real estate market pricing. Not overinflated pricing, not 20 people knocking down a door to buy these homes. So, what's next? Let's talk about it. Kind of talked about the stock market thing. I think we can probably see some delisting in the future if things trend a little bit more downward. But I think what's realistically going to happen is that the real estate agents that kind of got put to the wayside because of the iBuyer platforms, the ones with the skill sets, with the right marketing techniques, and who just kind of do the same thing every single time, and they do it efficiently, those are going to be the people that come out of the woodworks and get these homes sold. I think what you're going to see is the average seller isn't going to want to work with these types of platforms anymore, because what's going to happen is they're going to see an offer well below what they want. We just had this recently. We have a home under contract where the OfferPad and the Opendoor and even the HomeLight offers were all well below what we put it under contract for. I'm talking about $40,000 to $50,000 below what we put under contract for. So moving forward, sellers should really be looking at these platforms. If you want a simple sale on a distressed property, we can offer a cash offer for your home. And there's plenty of other programs out there for that. But if you have a retail ready home to get on the market, this is the time to get it on the market and get it sold for the most amount of money possible. Don't sell it to these platforms, because what's going to happen is you're going to get way less than you wanted. They're going to hit you with repairs. They weren't doing that before. They're doing that now. Talk to a professional, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to go and try to sell these platforms. You're going to get mad, and then you're going to think your home's worth less than it actually is. I would say this. If you are looking at any type of iBuyer platform, give us a call first. Let's walk through your options. That iBuyer platform might be your best option. Maybe it's a distressed property situation. Maybe you need something a little faster than an iBuyer like that. We can offer cash offers from us, investors that we partner with, etc. But this is the future. Homes are going to sit on the market a little bit longer. You're not going to be able to sell for top dollar to these iBuyers anymore. So let's talk about a marketing plan that gets your home sold in the most amount of money